Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome to your Monday Night Live, 7 p.m. every single week with myself, Will Cranny, your host, and
Frankie Allen, the UK's most feared comedian.
Nice one. Let's talk to some people. We're going to have loads of people in the chat. As I say, we do this every Monday night, 7 o'clock for an hour till 8 p.m. And we've got loads of regulars on here. We've got loads to talk to you about. And we're across Facebook and YouTube. If you are watching it on the replay, please comment replay. And if you are watching it live, please tell us where you are tuning in from tonight and how you are feeling about indoors reopening again, because that's what our theme for today is going to be. Rachel Roberts says, hi guys, what's happening, Rachel? Ronnie Sprigg is in the chat. Hiya, Frankie and Will.
Ronnie, how you doing?
Paul Plasker tuning in on YouTube. Paul's across all the platforms at the moment. He's a good lad. We've got loads of people joining the chat now. So as I said, people, if you are on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumb up, get yourself subscribed to the channel. If you're on Facebook, get it shared and give us a thumb up. But do tell us where you are tuning in from tonight and how you are feeling about restaurants and indoor places reopening again. We're going to have a little chat about that in a minute. Ben Simmons, oi oi. Mickey Harrison's in here as usual. Sean Roberts is in here. We've got from Anglesey, Andy Seller is in the chat. Neil Duffett coming in from Colchester. So when you are ready, let's talk
ready
to you
go. Let's go.
About indoor places open today for the first time. Have you been anywhere indoor today?
Yeah, we went to Tesco. Me and my mate of mine, Davey Ford, young Dave, some people know him as. We went to Tesco's in Liverpool, in Old Swan in Liverpool, and I had my bacon on toast and a coffee. Just seemed a bit weird, to be honest with you. After all this time actually sitting in somewhere and eating again, it just, I don't know, couldn't get my head around it. It felt a bit strange.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it, but it's still, even when I've been sitting there for half an hour, still felt it's anybody that's been inside today, eating anywhere, I'm sure you must have felt weird yourself. I'm not good, used to sitting outside places and just kind of going in and getting food to go from cafes. It's very weird, very strange, yeah.
Okay, so tell us, people, have you been out today? Where was your first port of call if you have been indoors anywhere? And yeah, fill us in on that. Have you been out for a coffee? Have you been for some food today? Have you been for a drink indoors? Let's talk about that. But what I would like to say to everyone is we do this every Monday night. If you don't know who I am, my name is Will Cranny. I'm your host alongside the UK's most feared comedian, who is called
Frankie Allen.
And this is going across our YouTube and our Facebook channels. Please tell us where you're tuning in from today. We're going to have a good chat with you all for an hour. Let's talk to some people. We've got Ben Simmons coming in from Scunthorpe. He says, get yourself down.
It's a sunny scunny.
We've got Kaz Dobby in here. Scott Beaufort Dysart, both looking well. Appreciate that. Kaz Dobby's in the chat. Paddy O'Shea in here as usual. Craig Percival. Do you like football? Ben has said.
Yeah, I enjoy watching it. I'm not really the guy that goes to the match, don't really go to the game, but I watch it on the television. I mean, watch Liverpool. Alisson's header, 95th minute yesterday, absolutely incredible, unbelievable, and very emotional, wasn't it? He's very upset because his dad's just recently died. I felt a bit choked. Anybody who saw that goal, the 95th minute, so, it's weird, strange, isn't it, the way it came up. I don't think I've seen a goalkeeper score a goal like that before. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I don't know if anyone on here watched it. The Liverpool goalkeeper scored in the 95th minute to win. Obviously, we're big Liverpool fans. I watched it live. Did you watch it on highlights or?
I watched the highlights, yeah.
Brilliant. And you thought it was quality?
Great. He done very well. The way he got up to head it. I know he's a big lad. You don't really expect a goalie to score, do you?
Yeah, belter. So we've got Gerald Watt coming in from Glasgow. Gerald McCall is coming in from Ireland. Paddy O'Shea's tuning in from Hale Wood. And he's saying it's great to see Alisson get a goal. Paul's put an interesting comment up, and we don't like to be pessimists on here, but let's talk about it. He says, guys, I hate to be a bit of a pessimist, but this Bolton variant is so scary. It'd be a disaster, and I think the government needs to be very, very careful. Over to you.
Well, I don't want to get on your soapbox over this, but this is all Boris Johnson's fault because he locked down all the flights coming in from Pakistan and Bangladesh when he knew that the Indian variant, the virus, was running rampage there. At the same time, it was going crazy in India. People, one of my mates that works in, he's a Sri Lankan lad, he's an Indian lad that works in a garage. He showed me a video his cousin sent him. A lot of people were just dropping in the streets, and that was about 3 weeks ago in India. Now, Boris Johnson could have locked down straight away. We wouldn't have had this problem. Instead, he locked down only last week. So we've had 3 weeks, and about 20,000 people have come. Obviously, a lot of them have brought a virus with them. So Boris Johnson's a bit culpable, a bit guilty.
Are you feeling pessimistic about it? Are you feeling optimistic?
I'm feeling quite optimistic, and I'll tell you why. In my language, in your language, really, I can see what's happened. Although they've been denying it, the government, they know that Johnson slipped up and his bottle's completely gone. He's terrified. So what he's done, they've sent the army in, surge testing all over Bolton and Blackburn, vaccinating anyone and everyone that they can see. There's vaccination centres open all over Blackburn and Burnley and Bolton, which is a terrible hotspot. So yeah, I think they'll get on top of it. And the good news is there's no evidence at all to show that it's any more deadly or any more contagious even than the normal, the normal virus that's been knocking, the Kent virus, they call it, which has been knocking about in this country for 18 months.
Okay, nice one. Let us know what you guys think of that. And we are on here for the next hour. So if you've got any questions for Frankie Allen or for myself, please put them forward and we're going to talk to, just let us know how you're feeling. Are you feeling optimistic that we're now coming out of stuff? Indoor stuff's opening again. I actually sat this morning, had my breakfast in the gym. It was great. I was in the sauna as well. Bit of something different. Let's see what people are saying. So Paul's saying, I hope more than anything you do not get affected. Appreciate that, mate, but I'm sure there's people in worse positions than us. Gerald saying, come to Glasgow, you get a full house, no bother. Definitely happening, mate.
I want to go back to Glasgow. We went there about 18 months ago to the Buddha Bar on Solihull Street. Tom Melville, I'm sure you know him. Good guy. He's smashing lad. He runs the Buddha Bar, but he owns it. And we went out with him. I think we spoke about this last week. We went out with Tom and a few of his mates.
About 2.5 years ago,
Was that how long ago it is? And we went out. And,
I had a look today. And
a couple of years, yeah.
Last time you were in Edinburgh was over 2 years ago.
Yeah,
2.5 years. Frankie, who's your favourite ever Liverpool player?
Tommy Smith, probably. Only because he became a very good friend of mine before he died. Good mate of mine, everybody can remember Tommy Smith. The Anfield Iron, he called, a really hard, tough player. Don't think he'd be allowed really to get away with the tackles that he used to put in, in the 70s and 80s. Much more physical game. But he was a fantastic player, got capped for England as well. Tommy Smith, my favourite player.
Hey, that's Andy BT's making me laugh there. He says, hello lads, Frank, keep an eye on him hanging around the sauna, lol.
Got to be careful, you never know.
Okay, let's see what people are saying. We've got Sean Lynch in the chat. What's happening, Sean? He says, how are you today, Frank?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Okay. Interesting. Paddy O'Shea saying, stop the scaremongering and let's get back on with life.
Well,
what will be, will be.
What will be, will be. And I agree with you completely. The whole scaremongering thing with Sky News and the BBC and Granada, all of them, and even some of the papers, it's really getting people down now. It's as though they don't want us to get back to normal, as though everything, every stride that we're taking, we take 2 steps forward and they want us to take 1 step back. It's as though they're kind of like wishing, bringing bad luck on us. All they talk about is, what if this happens? What if that happens? Look, half the country's been vaccinated now. The deaths have all come down. It's time to get back to normal.
Fair play. What do you think of that, people? Let us know.
Yeah.
And if you are joining in the chat for the first time, as I said, this is a light and easy hour. We're going to have a conversation with people. If anyone wants to put any questions forward, but do tell us where you're tuning in from tonight. Let's see what people are saying. Cliffy's saying, lads, any plans to come down to Plymouth again? Keep up the good work.
I'd love to get down to Plymouth. Got some good mates down there now after doing the Boomerang Bar, which I believe's closed now. I think we're doing Plymouth, are we? We're going to Plymouth or Portsmouth, is it?
Neither yet. And the reason being is because we got fucked off from a venue in Plymouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Frank the Ghost in the chat, as usual. Frank the Ghost checking in with Liz, Mrs. Ghost. She says hi to
Stratford-upon-Avon. How are you doing, Frank? See you up at Birmingham.
She says, are you okay, Will? You look cold. Do you know what, mate? I'm just having one of those days. I'm not in the zone today whatsoever. I don't know why. I don't know whether I've been training too hard or what, but That's the script. Ashley Molyneux says, all right, lads, are you all right? Blackpool is booming today.
Great. I know a lot of people who've gone to Blackpool this week. I was speaking to some fellas the weekend. Actually, my mate Tommy Nash has got a pub in Prescott called the Wellington, just outside Liverpool. I called in to see him there, and a few of the lads came over and recognised me. Got a few photos taken and things. I was telling them all about the Blackpool show, and they were going to Blackpool the next day, the Sunday. They were going to Blackpool for the day. But a lot of people have headed there. So, it's great. It's a great entertainment venue, isn't it, Blackpool?
Yeah, and if you don't know, we have got a show on sale now. I think there's 100 tickets left. So
we're
less
on
than
Blackpool
20%.
On Saturday, June the 5th. Going to be a fantastic night. I'm on, of course. Will's on MCing, and Jimmy Kilvington, our fantastic opener. He's on the undercard, so to speak. I say the undercard because he used to be a top boxer, and he's a great comic now. Boxer, very talented, multi-talented guy, and he's opening up for us. We'll be doing the opening spot in Blackpool on the 5th of June at the North Pier, the Joe Longthorne bar.
Joe Longthorne Theatre, not bar.
Joe Longthorne Theatre.
He doesn't want to say bar because theatre because it's frightening him to get back on in the theatre.
Oh, okay. Get back on the theatre doesn't bother.
So on that note, if you have not yet bought a ticket for the Frankie Allen show, you can buy them online in the link that is in the description above or below this video. What is unfortunate for you guys is Manchester is now sold out. There's 6 tickets left for Huddersfield if anyone wants to go to that. Okay. Wakefield running low, Congleton running low, Birmingham running low, Liverpool really, really running low, and Blackpool on its last legs. So if you want to get a ticket,
don't say that the show's not on its last legs. The show's got to be fantastic. What he means
the
is,
tickets are.
Will always says things back to front. The tickets, it's more or less sold out. We sold about 400 tickets. We've only got to sell another 100, and they're going to fly out this week. So if you've been paid or whatever, get your tickets now, because you'll be very disappointed in a couple of weeks. You won't get in.
Nice one. Okay, Jeremy McCall saying Frankie Allen for Prime Minister.
I wish I was the Prime Minister. I'd know exactly what to do, seriously. Like every normal, level-headed person in the country, I knew what I knew what I should have done straight away that Johnson and the Tories didn't do. Should have locked down straight away.
Belter.
I've never done it.
Scouse Allen saying he loves the content on here, mate. Good lad.
Thanks, Al.
We've got Ainsworth96. All right, lads, how's it going? Hopefully see you on Middleton later on in the year. Yeah, mate, definitely going to happen, Middleton Arena. Just depends on what date that's going to be.
And if anyone wants to go there, Middleton, it's in Oldham, just outside of Oldham, Middleton and Chatterton and Royton and all those places. The great people up there.
Craig Percival says, you lads had your first jab. Will should be in the 18 to 39 brackets now, like me. So, yeah, I have, to be honest. But don't tell all the fucking conspiracy theory lads in the gym, because they'll all be having me.
And the thing is, it's been on the news tonight that anybody 37 plus is going to get a text message to say, go for your jab. So they've done fantastic, really, with the vaccine rollout, to be fair to them.
Yeah, they have, to be fair. Let's talk to some people. We've got Danny Zeba, who has asked an interesting question. He said, Frankie, what was your profession before you became a full-time comedian?
Full-time comedian. I've never really done anything else, to be honest. I've done a few little day jobs. When I first left school, I worked in a bank as a bank clerk or clerk or whatever you call it, or a teller. I was never behind the cash desk. They're not going to trust me. Are they, Scouser in a bank? It seems like normally Scousers are on the other side, holding the place up. But I was just kind of like in the back room, a remittance clerk, it was called, counting the checks and things. Terribly fucking bored and hated it. Left after about 6 months. And then my brother had a building firm and he's in construction. So any time that, we work was, don't forget, I worked for 30 odd years. If I hadn't gone through a bad time, if there was no work coming in kind of thing for whatever reason, then I'd do a bit of work on my brother's, one of the building sites and things. And what my job was there, I was waiting on a bricklayer. So these bricklayers, they need obviously the cement and stuff, to put between the bricks. And it was me that used to mix the stuff up. You do it in like a little bit of a, what do they call it? What's those things that's...
Oh, I know what you mean. If any builders on here, you'll be able to let us know. It's a cement mixer, isn't it?
A cement mixer, yeah. A cement mixer. But I used to do, you've got to put the stuff in the cement mixer and put a bit of fairy liquid in. Anybody on the building, sand and cement, you get the right mix, you know. So I was good. My mix was fantastic.
Okay, let's talk to some people. Are you doing Newcastle? Not just yet.
Hopefully, yeah.
But hopefully. As I has said, Frankie, can you tell me about the time you spent at Neverland?
Well, I was a very close personal friend of Michael Jackson. And I was only 11 when Michael invited me to Neverland. And he asked me to do him a little show, a private show, in his bedroom. And Michael
come off it.
And I don't really want to talk about anything else.
Oh, fuck off. Okay, let's see what people are saying. When you come to Walsall, people are asking questions like that. Here's an interesting question, and it is from Dean Aldridge. You know Dean, Frank. He says,
I know Dean very well.
He says, Frankie Allen, my pet hate starts in starting comedy is when people find out you're a comedian in public. They always say, tell us a joke. You might be in the middle of the Asda and they want you to whip out 5 minutes of your set. Do you ever get this, or have you ever got that?
Yeah, I mean, I've had this for like donkey's years. People doing it all the time, trying to put you on the spot.
Why do they do it first?
Because they're just dickheads and they're trying to be weird. They're trying to be funny with you. And if you tell them a joke, you just look at you and they go, yeah, haven't you got any funny ones than that? Is that the best you can do?
Yeah.
It's just a control thing, you know. They think they feel slightly threatened by you because they're doing something that you're doing something that they could never do. So they go, oh, tell us a joke then. And if you don't make them laugh, they go, fucking hell, what kind of a joke is that?
Yeah,
Who the fuck are they? So anybody tells me now, everybody comes up to me and says, tell us a joke, I just say, well, you tell me one. You tell me one first.
Mm.
You know, they're just dickheads, just fuck. Dean, I wouldn't even bother with them, mate, just fuck them off. If somebody says to you, tell us a joke, Dean, just go, no, I'm doing some shows, just go and pay to see me, buy a ticket. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, fair play. Andy Beatty saying, lads, when they let us out to the pubs in Glasgow, it'll be like a greyhound derby, open and run. And somebody else has just mentioned something about Glasgow then, and Gerald saying, once things are all okay, get the Glasgow show penciled in, lads. So,
well, look, you probably know all the Glasgow lads, and you want to tell them there's only 100 tickets left for our show on the North Pier in Blackpool. Bring all the Glasgow lads down. Now, that's not as strange as it sounds. The last show we done at Blackpool, we done the Central Pier, and at the time, there was a big lockdown in Glasgow, no pubs were open, and an awful lot of the audience had got the train down to stay the weekend. They come from Glasgow, remember?
Yeah.
Because they could have a drink, they saw my show, and the Glasgow people are fantastic, lovely people. And it was great. So have a think about that. Get the train down, make a weekend of it.
Yeah, look, the only thing is, that, as you can see, there's so many lads who want us to come to Glasgow and to Scotland in general. The problem that we've got at the moment is staging. The fact that she doesn't have a date for like when things are opening again. So as soon as we've got that date, it means that we can
run with it. It's the same with Northern Ireland. We can't go to Northern Ireland. We can't even go into the Republic of Ireland. The South, people are asking us to go to Dublin all the time, Belfast, but we can't go until the restrictions are lifted in those countries.
Yeah, so. And if you are coming from anywhere and you're in this chat right now, as I said, please do tell us where you're tuning in from tonight. It helps us organise where we need to go on our tour and where we're going to sell tickets, and also let us know which venue we should come to. Try and get a North-East gig sorted, Will. Jeff, I guarantee you there will be a North-East gig on sale by next Friday, 29th of May. Keep your eyes peeled for that. That will definitely be on sale. We've got Deborah P. says, good evening, gents. What's happening, Deborah? You okay?
Deborah, how are you doing, love? We don't get many girls coming on here. So thanks for joining in.
Okay, let's see what people are saying. We've got somebody who's just asked you a bit of a mad question, Frank. I'm gonna pull this up. Frankie is from Ian Davidson. Did you know the elm tree in Kirkdale has been demolished? I remember a very funny gig you did there.
Well, that's sad to hear, actually. I didn't know it had been demolished, and I went past the elm tree off County Road, Speller Lane. I went past there just a few weeks ago, and it was okay. So this must have been quite recently. And I remember the elm tree was a fantastic venue, and you're right, I did it a few times there. Sunday afternoon shows with a mate of mine, Paul McCoy. Sure you know him. Paul McCoy actually went on Stars in Their Eyes a few years ago as Gilbert O'Sullivan, the singer. So yeah, it was on with Paul McCoy. What a shame, yeah. It's a tragedy, isn't it? Probably all down to the the virus. Yeah.
Let us know, when was that demolished, Ian? Tell us what's happening.
Never knew that, mate. Ian, I never knew the entry had gone, mate.
Scouse Allen says, are you doing gigs in Liverpool anytime soon?
Yes, we are. We're doing a gig on Father's Day. I think we're doing it actually on the 20th, aren't we?
20th
of June in the Grand Central, what's it called?
Grand Central Hall.
Grand Central Hall. Used to be Renshaw Hall years ago. I remember it was actually the Dole building, but then it turned to the Barcelona part. It's a beautiful place inside.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's gorgeous. All Art Deco, the architecture. Lovely place. But we're on there on Father's Day. I think it's the night before Father's Day, the 20th of...
It's not the night before Father's Day.
Oh, isn't it?
No, it's Father's Day.
Oh, it's actually on Father's Day?
Yeah. That's the whole point, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually on Father's Day. It's the 20th, and it's going to be a big one. Let's see what people are saying. We've got... whereabouts in the northeast will you be doing one? I can't tell you that, mate. But just keep yourself on the lookout, and yeah, it'll be a good one. Fat George says Blackpool's getting closer. Excited to see you both. Top man.
Blackpool has always been a place in my heart for Blackpool. I love Blackpool. I used to do a place in Blackpool called Jellies. Anyone remember Jellies? Used to do it in the 80s and 90s with strippers, and it's underneath Blackpool Tower. It's a club there. I mean, I used to work everywhere in Blackpool. There was Jellies Bar. There was the Jaggy Thistle. That's another place that they had acts on all the time. Used to have mud wrestlers on there. I used to go on there, strippers on there, female strippers, male strippers. During the 90s and the 80s, it was booming Blackpool. There were venues everywhere. But we're lucky now that we're doing the Central Pier. We've done the Central Pier. Now we're on the North Pier.
Okay, Ricky L's asked a question. He says, I'm not convinced by Frank's building knowledge, and it's fucking scary if he's been mixing mortar with the root.
Mortar with the root?
Yeah. You've been spinning the root in the air.
Yeah, put me dick in the cement next to grate, yeah.
Belter. Are you into that joke?
Yeah.
Nice one. Sam Gardner's in the chat. Good evening, boys. What's happening, Sam Gardner? We've got Dave coming in from Dublin. Ashley Molyneux is going to be at the Blackpool show. He says, see you there. Rick Mitchell tuning in from Costa del Stockport. Top man. Let's see what people are saying. We've got David Regan, who I know from the gym. He's a good lad.
Good lad.
He's also a top Frank Sinatra impersonator,
I believe,
slash rap pack singer. So get on him. He says, oh, you can read that out if you want.
I can't read that from here. You'll have to read it.
Okay, well, anyone who's on here can see it. Let's see what people are saying. We've got, I'm a Swansea fan, Frank.
Okay.
Can you wish us good luck in the playoff game against Barnsley tonight?
Yeah, I know Swansea and Barnsley are playing in the playoffs, and I'm going to watch it. So all the very best here. I wish you all the very best. We've not been to Swansea to do a show. I want to get to Swansea. We've done Cardiff, and we're doing it again, but we haven't actually done Swansea. And I know there's a little bit of rivalry with Swansea and Cardiff. Found out when I was down there. And the Swansea lads are kind of real, like, rough and ready, aren't they? So I'll do great there. So we want to get down to Swansea, Will.
Good lads. And we've actually done a show at Barnsley's football ground before. They're also really good people. But yeah, shout out to Swansea. I hope Swansea win, to be fair. Do you?
I hope Swansea win. Because we had a bit of trouble with Barnsley, didn't we?
Yeah.
They banned us from the ground. Ban me.
Nah, they still let you perform there.
We done it, but it was under duress, really.
Okay. Dave says, that's some haircut, Frankie, lol.
Yeah, well, it's not a haircut. It's a scalp pigmentation tattoo, because I'm actually bald. Anything we don't know, mate. Anything that we don't know.
Okay, Gerald saying, when's the Blackpool show and shows, lads? The Blackpool show is on 5th of June. Liverpool's after that, 20th of June. And all the tour dates are above or below this in the link in the description. Make sure you check them out. Scouse Allen saying, what do you reckon to Alisson's goal yesterday?
Unbelievable. I mean, to be honest with you, how many times over the years have you seen the last couple of minutes of the game when the team have got nothing to lose at all, if there's no goalie in position, and the goalkeeper comes up and they never score? So for Alisson to score like that, it's just miraculous, isn't it? I mean, I knew, because you'd already told me, I didn't watch it. When I actually saw it on Match of the Day, I couldn't believe it. Fantastic header. And really, what they want to do is put Mo Salah in fucking goal and have Alisson up front.
Yeah? You think so?
It's a joke, Will.
I'm only winding you up. Deborah says, Frankie, do you ever recall performing at the King's Theatre in Hampstead, Birmingham years ago? Sadly, no more, but many great acts there years ago. I'd be surprised if you weren't there in its heyday.
Yeah, I was there actually.
Were you actually? Yeah, go on.
Doing it, yeah.
What was it?
Well, exactly what she just said, the King's Theatre in
Okay.
Hampstead, yeah, down in Birmingham. They used to have comics on there. It's a big kind of a cabaret venue. And there's another place called The Barn. You remember it in Ladywell. They used to have, acts on, singers and comedians all the time. It was great.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm adding into the description of this video a chance to join the chat. And anyone who wants to come into the chat, if I can make it work, let me just get this sorted. Anyone who wants to come into the chat will actually be able to join us in the chat, which will be quite interesting. So once that's sorted, I will let you know. Give me 2 secs. And we'll set this up. And if you want to come in and have a chat with us on your video, feel free to do so. So that's sorted. Join the chat. That's done for Facebook and for YouTube. Now you will be able to join the chat. Oh no, it's not fucking working, is it? Oh well, whatever. You can join the chat if you click on this link. Boom. Okay, Frankie, how is Danny Downing doing in Benidorm? I hope he's doing well.
Danny Downing is doing great, and it was his birthday yesterday, the 16th of May is Danny's birthday. He's a great comic. Anybody who doesn't know Danny Downing, and he's been my mate since he was a kid, kind of grew up together. And I sent him a text last night wishing him all the very best on his birthday.
Good stuff. Mickey Addison says, what's your advice to anyone struggling with mental health? A lad I went to school with committed suicide last week, leaving behind 3 kids.
Yeah, I know, it's terrible. But look, I mean...
By the way, sorry to hear about your loss, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tragedy. A very good mate of mine, I done a show, not a show, read a eulogy for a friend of mine who took his own life, passed away very sadly. And it's a tragedy. It affects everybody, the family around them. And the only thing I'd say to people, I've had mental health problems in the past, I'm not ashamed to say, and anxiety and things, and depression. Don't be afraid to talk about it. It's been kind of, over the years, people, not ashamed, but a little bit kind of reluctant to approach your doctor. So if you do feel anxious or you feel suicidal or depressive or whatever, however you feel, approach your doctor, tell them, because all it is when you feel anxiety, even when you feel like taking your own life, all that is chemical imbalance in your brain, which can be corrected now by medication. So basically, I know a little bit about this, and what it is, you've got a chemical in your brain called serotonin, and the serotonin is responsible for how you feel, if you feel happy or you feel sad. If for whatever reason your serotonin levels are depleted, you go right down, a chemical imbalance, then you can feel anxious, depressed, and even suicidal. So if you go on antidepressants, anti-anxiety pills, your serotonin levels will come back up and you start feeling confident and feel great. So all it is. So I'd say to people, if you're feeling low, you feel down, anyone you can trust, a friend of yours, or whatever, or even if it's a stranger and you feel comfortable with them, speak to people about it. Don't hold it in, you're making it worse, and see your doctor.
Yeah, Dave says life's too fucking short. Live life and be happy. Gerald's saying he's lost a few friends to the same scenarios. I'm sure a lot of people are in that similar boat at the moment, especially with the way things are going. So look, our condolences to anyone who's lost anyone from mental health. It's Mental Health Awareness Week coming up this week. So obviously that's a great question that we've just had then. And yeah, Frank with some great words of wisdom. We've got Tony Manley who says, hi Frankie and Will, just got my Liverpool tickets in time, 5 left and I've just got 2 made up, can't wait. Top man, and if you manage to get your tickets, good on you. Tony Manley, what a lad. He's from the Tesco.
Oh, Tony from the Tesco. Well, Tony, probably see you tomorrow night, mate. I'm going to call in with George because I know you wanted a picture. I'm talking about pictures. Didn't go out today, haven't really been out. But yesterday, went up to see my mate Tommy Nash up in the Wellington and Prescott. And loads of people took me a picture. It felt great. It was like David Cassidy.
Belter.
In the 70s. And then dropped Will off. He went for a wee meal in Liverpool with his girlfriend, the old Forno restaurant. Went to pick him up. sitting in the car waiting outside. A lot of people recognise me. A lot of people came over for pictures. So I'm getting more kind of like famous now, more well known, which is great for me.
Stuff. And Luke said he only just found you via TikTok. Fuck me, you're funny, la.
Thanks for that, mate.
Good shout.
It's a good shout, actually, because TikTok, you must be young. TikTok is mainly for young people, you know, kind of like 18 to 25. And a couple of school kids approached me last week. We were sitting outside a cafe with my mate Dave, just having a cup of tea, sitting outside this cafe before you could sit inside. And these two kids, about 15, two lads walking down the street. One said, Frankie, I like to have a picture. I said, how do you know me? TikTok.
Good lads. Okay, we've got Big Keith waiting backstage. He's a top lad. He's a big fan of Frank's. He loves the shows. He comes to support us all the time. And he's in here. What's happening, Keith?
All right, lads, how's it going? You all right?
Well, Keith's a big mate of Jimmy O, actually. He's always on the Jimmy O's podcast.
Well, that's the thing. I'm also known as Fat George now on Jimmy O's show because he said I look like a fat version of George Michael.
Oh, don't tell me that's you as Fat George on the thing.
Me,
yeah. You are messing. You look like a fat version of what?
George Michael, which I don't. It's just Jimmy O's said it and that's it. So it's done now. So.
it's not a bad shout, to be fair, Keith.
No, with everything that's gone on today and we're all going into thing, it made me think I can't wait for the Blackpool gig. And we've got tickets for the Manchester gig as well. And me and my bird love going to see you because it's fantastic.
That's great, mate.
I've met you a few times, haven't I? And
yeah, of course.
You always say to me, "You come to fill me in when I come to see you backstage." I love that. That's great.
It's the size here, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because in the Liverpool gig, I was the only fat person in the audience, so I got the full 20 gags that you've got about fat people. So I loved every minute of it. Instead of giving it back to you.
Good lads, you know.
Yeah,
and we're all in the mood now. We're all in the mood to let ourselves go and have a bevy and have a fucking good laugh after all this lockdown crap.
Exactly. And I love going to every time that you give me a heckle, instead of it being like something everyone in the audience looks like you go like that, put me pints up to you and go, thank you very much. That'll do me.
Yeah, we've got some shouts coming in, Keith. Some people are trying to slate you here. Yeah, we've got George who says, Jesus, he's a big lad. Don't call him, first of all. As is saying, he looks like a fat Alison Becker.
Oh, yeah. That's better.
Every time Keith comes to the dressing room after the show or during the show to see me, I always say, you haven't come to film me because he's a hell of a fucking size, little fella. But strangely enough, and Keith will bear me out on this, all the trouble, and I've had a lot of trouble over the years, being filled in and everything, fucking stabbed. The only trouble I've had with people is little skinny, puny people. The big lads, like him, they just think it's a laugh. They don't take offence. You know, it's the little weeds, you know, the kind of like little perverts. They're the ones that kick off because they feel inadequate anyway. So when you have a go with them, it makes them feel even worse.
Yeah, Keith, some more people giving you a bit of stick here. We've got Andy who says he looks more like George and Mildred. I don't know who George and Mildred is.
Oh, just George and Mildred. He looks like
he looks like Razor Ruddock, apparently.
Oh, I like that. That's okay.
Oh, and looks like
Demis Roussos as well. Demis Roussos I had the other week.
No, you haven't got a big beard. You've only got a little beard. You look great, Keith. Put a big head of beard on, yeah. Look about 25.
Well, nice one for tuning in, Keith. We'll let you go and join the chat.
Seeing you soon, mate.
Yeah, seeing you in Blackpool. Can't wait to see you, lads.
Make sure you drop us a message when you're in Blackpool and we'll sort something out.
Yeah, definitely. See you later.
See you later, mate.
Bye-bye. Yes, we had Keith on there. Good laugh. And
yeah, he came to the dressing room and Hangar 34. He's a good lad.
Obviously, if anyone wants to join the chat, I've put the link there. The link is in the chat. And if you want to join, just click the link and get involved. Did you enjoy that talking to someone different?
It was great talking to Keith, but I know he's been on the Jimmy O podcast sometimes. He's a good lad. He has a laugh with Jimmy. You know, Jimmy's a good lad. Comedy legend. Okay, let's see what people are saying. So, as I said, 33 minutes on here now. Let us know where you are tuning in from tonight, whether you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook. Give us a thumb up on the vid and tell us, have you been out today in the venues now that things are back open? You know, you has anyone been out in a cafe or a restaurant? Anyone been in a pub? Has anyone kind of like been in a college or a school or whatever without a mask? Come on and let us know. Yeah, let us know what's been happening. Andy Beatty saying, good luck, Big Keith, good lad. We've got Luke Dawson saying, he's down south stopping in me truck. Luke, whereabouts are you? You're in your truck waiting somewhere? Or, tell us what's happening. Craig says, Frankie, don't start dancing on TikTok. Okay. What does that mean? Fuck off.
Let's see what he's saying. Luke's saying it was the one where that bloke kicked off. My mate Tommy has seen you live.
Great. And you're down south, so it must have been maybe down in Bristol where he's seen me, maybe.
Okay, we've got someone backstage in the chat, Cold Fire, but doesn't seem to have his video camera on at the moment, so I don't know what's happening there. Are you going to start pushing merchandise once the gigs start, Frank?
We are actually, and that's Will's department. He knows all about that, but we're doing merchandise, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Dave's saying you need to have the crack, guys.
Well, what do you fucking think I am, mate? Your whole life is having the crack, having a fucking laugh. I'm a comedian.
Okay.
You need to have the crack. What planet are you on? Fucking idiot.
How's the route keeping? Just from Mark Wickham.
It's great, mate. I haven't had a semi on today, so it's looking good.
Okay, let's see. Darren says, how's your evening?
Evening's going great. I enjoy doing this. I love doing this. I haven't really done too much today. So, you know, as I say, went for breakfast in Tesco in Liverpool and Old Swan with my mate Dave. Had something to eat there. All I've been doing this afternoon is doing a bit of washing with the fucking washing machine. But the washing machine keeps sticking on like one cycle, so anybody knows how to cure it, you know, let me know. Nice
one. Dan Reed's in the chat. What's happening, Dan Reed? Hope you're well. Cameroon Bluebird TV is in here. I'm assuming that means that you're a Cardiff fan. And he says, Cardiff to Liverpool on Monday, 3 nights on the piss for me. Good lad. Let us know where you're going to go in Liverpool and see what's happening. Jeff Holcroft's been in work. And we've got Andy, who says, buy a tracksuit and get a free Greggs. What do you reckon?
What does he mean by that?
I think he means if we're giving away merch or selling merch, you can buy a tracksuit and you get a free merch.
That'll be a good shout.
Pasty alongside of it.
Buy a track he offers and you'll get a free Greggs freezing cold Greggs pasty as well.
What do you think it should be? Like a block of ice, like a full block of ice with a pasty
in ice, yeah.
Yeah, that would be decent. Okay. Frankie, John Bishop said you grew up in Runcorn with him.
No, I didn't grow up in Runcorn. This is a fucking blag. No, John Bishop, I'm not sure if John Bishop grew up in Runcorn or somebody told me from Middlewich in Cheshire. But no, I grew up in Liverpool, mate.
He's only winding.
I know he is, right in the heart of Liverpool, Runcorn.
Let's see, we've got Ricky L, who says he's just had a lovely scran in Wetherspoons and a nice cold pint. Lovely jubbly. Can't knock that, mate.
Well, Wetherspoons, I'll be there tomorrow night, the one in Crosby, Waterloo in Liverpool, going out with my mates Georgie Wormold, who's our driver sometimes, takes us on the long haul gigs down to Norwich and Leicester and places. Okay.
Mark reckons that root t-shirt will fly out. What do you think of that?
Well, let's see. I don't mind. It's, you know, it wasn't my thing really when they wanted to put the root. I couldn't get my head around it. You know, I haven't got a fucking big dick. I don't know what they're on about. Him and Jimmy Kilbo doing this root thing. But if it sells, you know, if people want to get it. I'm not asked.
Okay, let's see what people are saying. Who's the best Irish comedian? That's from Jared McCall.
Well, there's a few to choose from, really, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Frank Carson. Anyone remember Frank Carson? Who's a fantastic Irish comedian. And yeah, I'm not really sure. These comics now, there's a few Irish comics, isn't it? A bald guy on the television. I'm not really.
Who's the bald guy?
I can't remember his name. Big fat fella with a bald head, Irish fella. Oh, Dermot or something. O'Grady or something, is it?
Dermot O'Leary, is it?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Not it. I can't.
Let me have a look. Dermot.
He's a bald fella, about 50, a fucking big head like Humpty Dumpty.
I'm just having a quick look.
He's Irish, yeah. He's on some quiz shows and things, and he's always on like the Apollo thing.
Dara O'Brien.
That's him, Dara O'Brien. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he's talking about Dara O'Brien there. Yeah. He's doing a Liverpool gig. Let's go there. Simon Matthews is coming to see you in Cardiff. That's a good lad. Simon, Frankie, when you go out, do you disguise so you don't get recognised, or do you like being recognised?
Well, it's a funny thing. To be honest with you, I can kind of take it or leave it. When the video first went viral a couple of years ago, it was a little bit scary at first. You know, the first instance of it was I was driving. I always go out every morning for my breakfast, and I was driving down Breck Road in Liverpool, Anfield, quite close to Liverpool Football Club, going for my brekkie to a cafe, and these lads were screaming at the traffic lights and waving. I thought, what the fuck's this? You know, thought it was a road rage thing, and they made me pull up. What the fuck? They come over, said, "Hi, Frankie, you know, we watch all your stuff. We have a picture." So now it's everywhere. Every time I go out now, people are asking for pictures, which is great. It's good to see, you know, the kind of the brand, the Frankie Allen thing, it's rising in stock and everybody getting more popular. It's great, but it's not what you think, though. You know, it's not kind of like somebody takes you, a few people take your picture. You don't feel like fucking Paul McCartney. You know, it's just, you get used to it.
Yeah. Does it make you feel good at first, or?
Honestly, I could take it or leave it. It doesn't
really?
bother me.
It wouldn't be asked. Okay, that's interesting. We've got some loads of comments coming in. Do put some questions in if you'd like your question answered. Lad and dad detectorists. I don't like. Good on you if you're lad and dad. I'll have to check your channel out. It says found one place that does chicken parmos in Liverpool, Lark Lane, Marantos. It's called. Belton.
Well, I never knew that.
Have you had a chicken parmo?
No,
people
I've
in?
had a chicken parmo up in Middlesbrough because, as you well know, chicken parma is a huge thing in Middlesbrough in the northeast. Our mate Jimmy Kilbington, James, who's our support comedian on all the shows, brilliant comedian, former boxer, great lad. He took us to his mate's pizzeria one night, Camo, and we sat there and we were eating those chicken parmas and pizzas and things. Our mate Young Dave got up and sang a little bit of opera. Had a great night there.
By the way, can I just stop there? Young Dave, if you want to see the vlog, check out the Middlesbrough vlog.
Yeah.
He just walked into this like takeaway
pizzeria, like it's a lovely like restaurant cafe.
It was like a scene off Goodfellas. He had a suit on and he looks a bit like a mafia boss anyway. And next minute he started
singing this Italian opera. It was fantastic.
Oh, honestly, you've never seen anything like it. Go on.
But we were eating chicken parma there that night. Yeah. Jimmy was telling me, Jimmy Kilbo introduced me to the chicken parma and said, Parmo. Yeah. It's only a northeast thing. You can't get it anywhere else. So what was the name of the place? Lark Lane. You can buy it in Liverpool. I never knew that. So I will be making a beeline down there and getting chicken parmo.
Yeah,
Parmo.
Marantos. I'm going to check that gaff out.
Let's check it out.
Nice one. We'll see what it's saying. Some boss questions coming in here. We've got Simon Banks, who's asked you a question that happens a lot, or is asked a lot, but some people might want to know. Have you ever had to punch up on stage?
Yeah, I've had quite a bit of trouble over the years. I've been filled in on stage or in a club, and I came off stage with this gang of fellas, this family actually. Nearly killed me. Yeah, so I've had a lot of trouble. I mean, I know I've got kind of an extreme act, but and insult people, but it wasn't down to something else happened in this club one night, and I've been chased out of clubs with strippers when there's been a big fight, when it's gone off in the audience. In the 90s, there was always trouble. People were always kicking off. So I ran out of places. I've had to people have attacked me when I've been in boxing rings, and I've had to call people. Picked up one guy once who was in a boxing ring in Stoke. And I said to him, he's an old fella, and he's walked past the boxing ring, and I had the mic, and I said, "Hey mate, this isn't the way to the cemetery." And he kicked off, jumped in the ring, and he must have been an old fella, like in his 60s, but he's probably an ex-boxer because he really threw this punch. He just ducked, got out the way of it, like a left hook, and I managed to get him in a headlock. And he was like punching me in the back, and we were going round and round. All the lads were laughing. The lads, like all ex-boxers, they didn't give a fuck. They just thought it was funny. And the bouncers come and took them away. But yes, I've had a lot of trouble. I've been on stage, heckled people, gone off stage, punched someone, and got back on stage and carried on with my act.
Nice one. Things can go your way or their way. Either way, pick up, move on, and you're doing well for it. It's a good shout.
I'm a survivor.
Paddy's saying you look like you could handle yourself. And we've got Desmond Broad, who says in here, great stuff, lads. As always, any gigs in Warrington sometime soon?
Yes, we're doing Penketh.
12 weeks.
12 weeks time.
Not Penketh, but it's in Warrington, definitely.
I call it Penketh. It's actually Eagle Sports Club.
It's not in Penketh, though, definitely.
Okay, well, where's it in?
Yeah, it's in Warrington.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know whereabouts. But yeah, you can definitely get there, and the tickets are on sale now. Ben's coming to the Swindon show.
Right.
Are you looking forward to getting to Swindon?
Well, we are. We're just keeping our fingers crossed, aren't we? We're all of us keeping our fingers crossed that there's no more of these fucking lockdowns.
Yeah, okay. Frankie Allen is hard as fuck, apparently. That's from Marky Jonathan.
Okay.
And Gerald saying he's watched all the vids. Chubbs is saying, can you send me Kilvo's autograph, please? Now, certainly, drop Kilvo a message on his Facebook page. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to send you his autograph through. He's a top lad. Let's see what people are saying. Where can I find your shows and buy tickets? It will be in the description, Chris. All the tour tickets are on sale now, all 15 of those dates that are out at the moment. And yeah, you can get.
I think what he wants to know, where, if he looks on his phone, does he see it?
Oh, okay.
You type in?
If you're just on your phone, you can go to skiddle.com, just type in Frankie Allen. You can go to frankieallen.co.uk. All of the tour dates are on there. Manchester's unfortunately sold out. The date that's on sale at the moment. Huddersfield's only got 6 tickets left. Blackpool's running low. Liverpool's running low. Birmingham, Cardiff, all running low as well. They're going to be sold out soon, so make sure you get them. Debbie says people shouldn't go to your shows if they can't take insults.
Yeah, well, look, as I said earlier on, you know, all the trouble I've had, and I'm not the only one, by the way. There've been a couple of comics that I know, a few comedians really over the years that have been filled in, you know, that have had trouble in rough places. Don't forget, we all know, anywhere in the UK, you can get into trouble just by going to the next town. You know, there's rivalry, isn't there? Terrible rivalry between kind of Liverpool and Manchester, Blackpool and Preston, Sunderland and Newcastle. You know, you've got kind of, you know, kind of Southampton and Portsmouth fucking hate each other. You know, so there's a lot of stuff going on, and it can cause a bit of friction. So you just got to watch yourself.
Interesting. The lad and dad detectives have sent us a message on the Facebook page with a link to the restaurants in Lark Lane. Nice one, Lee. Really appreciate that.
I'm going to get me chicken parmo, mate.
And has a woman ever thrown punches at you?
Yes.
On stage, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, interesting. Gonna miss your show in Liverpool because I'm taking my son away.
Okay.
Do I change the date and watch Frankie or take my son away? Paddy, you gotta take your son away, mate. That's the priority. Don't be coming to the show, mate. Get your son away on holiday and go and have a good time with him. George says, I've seen your vids and it's all good fun, for fuck's sake. Some people need to chill out. Yeah,
well, look, I mean, you're preaching to converted. I'm only out for a laugh. I'm not going out to kind of like, you know, whatever they call it now, misogyny, pick on women in particular. Anybody that walks past, I'll have a go at. It's just a bit of fun. It's a laugh. And I think that's something that we've lost in this country, like the last few years. We've become too kind of like critical of ourselves. You know, we're just having a bit of fun. What's wrong with it? We take ourselves too seriously now. Oh, he said this, he said that. So fucking what? Just a bit of fun.
Yeah, fair play. Loads of questions coming in. You know, just before we finish, we're going to stay on here for about 15 minutes longer. As I always say on YouTube and on Facebook, we are here every Monday night at 7 o'clock if you've never tuned in before. And we would really appreciate it if you told us where you're tuning in from tonight so that we can help, so that helps us get to every part of the UK possible on our tour. Tour tickets are on sale now in the link in the description or in the bio. And you can also donate to the channel by buying us a coffee if you fancy being fucking sound. Sorry, Dan Reed has said, I've asked some decent questions tonight, Will. No response. Dan, I apologise. Fucking hell, mate.
What's your question, Dan?
He says, I would like to get Frankie's opinion of Frankie Boyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest here. I can't be. Will's always trying to get me to be diplomatic and don't slag anyone off. I mean, all of those comics, those TV comics, kind of alternative wave stuff. Let me just say, it's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
They've got an audience. A lot of people, a lot of these student types, these kind of like lefties and whatever, university kind of like snobs, they like them. It's not mine. It's not for me, mate. I'm sorry. I don't like him. No, I don't think he's any good. Sorry.
Yeah. What, have you watched much of him?
Of course I have, yeah.
Yeah. And
of course I've seen him on the television, same as you.
What's it, when you say you don't really like him, it's just his
well, no, he's done some gags.
Or...
Yeah, he's done material, hasn't he? Which is like very horrible, very tasteless stuff.
Okay.
Do you want me to say it then, what he said?
I don't really want to if it's a bit disgusting.
Well, it is. It's not disgusting. It's just very poor taste. I'll tell you after this. Everybody knows what some of the gags he's done, which are kind of like out there. They're just, you know, beyond being insulting, just horrible. Yeah, so no, it's not my cup of tea.
Okay, Dan says he appreciates it. Dan and anyone else on here, please don't feel like I'm blanking you if you get a question in and I don't get around to it. I apologize. There's just a lot of them that come in and it's difficult to see sometimes. But thank you so much for all your questions. Roughest gig you've ever done?
Probably in Bolton. The time I got filled in is probably the roughest one. But I've been to a lot of rough places. When you say rough, I've been to many shows, especially the stag shows where you had 3 or 4 strippers on. And in the 80s and 90s, where I'd say 50% of them at the end of the night went off. If anybody knows what that means, went off. You know, a fight erupted in the crowd. And I've seen fights going from one end of the room to another in Liverpool, Manchester, even up in Leeds, and even some of these places out in the countryside get a bit of fair bit of trouble as well. So I've survived them all, yeah, but I've seen some fucking really terrible fights where the police have arrived and they brought dogs with them and all that, you know. So been in some really rough places. I've probably worked in some of the roughest places in the UK.
Good shout. Craig Percival on YouTube has asked, are you feeling nervous for your first gig back? I doubt you will, but do you have any small nerves just till you get in the swing again?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've got to say yes. And I never get nervous. I've never been nervous working on the stage. And I'm not nervous now for doing the show. I'm really looking forward to it. It's just that because we haven't got a show before it, I need to practice. So I might have to just do that, get a few lads around to my house and do it in the front room, just to practice, go through the material. Because whoever you are, you're going to get a bit rusty, aren't you, if you haven't worked for like 15 months.
Okay. Let's see what people are saying. We've got Andrew, who says, one of our best customers was Frankie in the gay bar. We always thought he was a laugh and he always pulled.
Where was this?
He says when you were in the gay bar.
Oh, in the gay bar?
Yeah.
Well, look, if I was gay, you'd be safe, don't worry.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. When you're back in Great Yarmouth, not sure about that one, Diane.
I want to get back to Great Yarmouth. Got some great mates down there. They used to do the Cliffs Hotel in Great Yarmouth, and I've not been back there for a couple of years.
Okay.
And funny thing about Great Yarmouth, there's only one kind of like rail line in there. You get the train from Norwich into Great Yarmouth, and the same train stays in the station. Doesn't turn around or anything, but goes back on the same line. But anybody knows that station, the train station at Great Yarmouth, there's a fucking big cafe there, and it's called Frankie's.
Nice one. Dave said he's going to have to go. His wife's fucking looking at him opening a can of beer. His 5th one. Women, do your head in. Laugh out loud. Stay safe, guys. Enjoy your night, mate. Have a nice beer. Jeff says, to be fair, he went to see Frankie Boyle and Russell Brand live, and they were okay, in fairness. Good stuff, Jeff.
Look, I'm not slagging them. I mean, if you make people laugh, great. But it's just not my scene. It's not my cup of tea, you know.
Okay. Dan says, have you ever thought, I've had enough, I'm done?
No. I've been very, very lucky because ever since I was a kid, since I was 19, I've been on the stage. I love being on the stage my whole life. It's kind of navigated me through some bad situations that I've had in my life. I've always had the stage, and I've always worked, you know, on the stage year after year after year. This is the first time with this fucking virus that I've never worked. I've always worked at least once a week, you know, twice a week, whatever. So this is 15 months off. It's absolutely fucking horrendous. But just thank God that we're back on board on the 5th of June.
Yeah, nice one. Just been checking the tickets there while we've been on. The Huddersfield show is now sold out. So massive thank you to whoever that was that bought the final 4 tickets for the Huddersfield show. Appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you there. Mark Queen says, do you think the woke brigade are making it difficult for comedians like you to crack on?
Yeah, well, of course they are. The truth of the matter is they've ruined a lot of comedians, a lot of mainstream comedians, similar to me, probably not as insulting as me. I've actually given up the ghost because the woke brigade, the thought police, you know, they're like vultures hovering over comedians, waiting for them to put a foot wrong so that they can kind of like demean them, denigrate them, slag them off, try and humiliate them. You shouldn't say this. This is sexist. This is racist. This is homophobic. This is misogynist. They make these terms up as they go along. You know, 20 years ago, nobody gave a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck now. People are just trying to make a few quid. Everyone's trying to make money to keep themselves, keep the family, decorate the fucking house, get a car, go on holiday. No one's bothered about sitting there saying, oh, why did he say that? Why did he say that? It's all the media blowing this out of all proportion. You know, during the 80s and the 90s, I used to do clubs all over the UK. You know, the Roots in Manchester, the Raw Caribbean lads. Used to do the Pakistani Community Centre in Manchester all the time. The Hindu Centre. Nobody, you know, this kind of like, the cracks in society is the media and making it kind of like fabricating it all and blowing up out of all proportion. It's just not there. Most people, everybody, doesn't matter what colour you are, what creed you are, everyone just wants to have a laugh. So I think, as you say, the woke brigade are trying to clip everyone's wings. I think they're trying to destroy comedians forever, really, so that there'll be very little freedom of speech left. You won't be able to say anything at all. Now, I saw on the television last week in Blackpool, the local council have banned lap dancing bars. You know, this is another thing that I can't get my head round. These girls lap dancing in bars. I've worked in a few of these lap dancing bars up and down the country, and the girls who work in them, they make money and they earn a living doing it. They make money for their families. Some of them are raising kids on their own. And Blackpool Council said, oh no, we can't have it. It demeans women. So who are these people? Why are they making decisions for everybody else? You know, it's very overpowering, very sinister, really, this woke crowd. And but they're not having their own way, you know. There's some great comics still going around on the circuit. Not just myself, you know, we've got Chubby Brown, who's a great comic. He's still working. And there's a few of us are still kind of like literally flying the flag for freedom of speech.
Nice one. Now, we've just been sent a tenner. Massive thank you to the lad and dad detectorists. Shout out to those lads. And he says, get us a big Palmo as well. Haha. Cheers, guys. All the best for the tour. And yeah, check out my metal detecting channel, Lee from Page Moss. Massive thank you for that, Lee. Appreciate it.
Your metal detecting channel. So what's it under? Because I've got a metal detector. Although Will and his mum got me 1 year for my birthday. I've never really been out metal detecting. Now, you know as well as I do, if anybody out there doesn't know, there was a fella in Shropshire, Staffordshire, 4 or 5 years ago, on a metal detector. He got permission off a farmer to go on his field, and he found what they call the Staffordshire hoard, these Saxon gold items, crowns, swords and things, which are worth 3 million quid. He got 3 million quid. Treasure trove, yeah, and he had to split it with the farmer, but he's a millionaire because of it, just going around with a metal detector. Yeah.
Fair play. And by the way, really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, mate, and massively appreciated. Ken Rafferty says, well said, Frankie. A lot of people are saying, you know, are giving you props for what you've just said, Frank. Mark Queen says, great answer, Frankie. Cheers. Woke wankers can do one. We've got Tony Manley, who's given us the claps there. Gerald Watt saying, spot on. We've got Paddy O'Shea says, fuck the PC brigade. What happened to freedom of speech? Frankie doesn't discriminate. Everyone gets it, no matter who you are.
It's just a fucking laugh. Ken Rafferty, how are you doing? I hope I haven't sent your son to sleep.
You're a good lad, Ken.
Ken in Dublin.
Massive thank you. Banter and WhatsApp in the chat, as usual. Last couple of people coming in. Yeah, I think. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I've just randomly gone blank there. Any gigs in Wolverhampton coming very soon, Frank?
We want to go back to Wolverhampton as soon as we can. I mean, I remember doing Wolverhampton Civic Hall with Paul Gascoigne about 4 or 5 years ago. We had a great night there. And we're talking about, you know, Paul Gascoigne said something and made a remark that night. He ended up in court. You know, this is a footballer. Said something about what the dorm and whatever. He ended up getting done for racism, yeah. He had to go back to Wolverhampton and he got kind of like tagged on his ankle for 12 months and fined. So it's got to be very careful what you say nowadays. I think freedom of speech has gone. It's kind of like, this country very reminiscent. When I was a kid, I used to talk about Russia. People used to say, yeah, in Russia, you can get arrested for just saying something. Well, you can't hear now. Dave
Regan says, you'll be fine, Frank. Once you walk on stage, it'll all come back and you'll be on fire and we'll be on top.
I'll make sure I have a few drinks that night. We're going to get George to drive us up there.
Yeah, definitely.
Going to go up in George's van. Our mate George, he takes all to the long distance.
Definitely. Last couple of questions from people. Dan Reed says, quiz question for Frankie. Which English town has an exclamation mark in its name?
Oh, that's a strange one. Don't know.
Okay, interesting. We'll find that out. Paul Davis says, got tickets for Blackpool. My missus thinks we're safe, sat on the back row.
Well, I'll remember your name, and believe me, I will remember your fucking name, Paul. I'll say, "Where's Paul Davis?"
Yeah, Paul, you're getting it.
Davis.
A lot of props for that, Frank. And people are saying you might end up on the beach with your metal detector. Will, does it feel mad calling Frankie instead of calling him Dad?
Okay.
It depends whether we're on work mode or not, mate. You know, if we're in this zone, it's kind of like work, innit? So it's kind of like we have different roles. It's a difference to like a father-son relationship. We haven't really got a father-son relationship anyway. I'm more like the father than he is.
Well, he is. He's kind of like my dad. You know what I mean?
Okay. Last couple we've got. Is Frankie a good dad? Is Frankie a good dad, Will? I wish you were my dad, Frankie. It'd be a bit weird because you're only about 5 years older than me, like.
5 years older than
him.
I don't know how old he is, so.
Yeah, he's sound. He's a bit mental, mate, but he is
I'm
sound.
nuts, I am nuts.
Yeah, he's got a good heart.
I'm off stage. I'm nuts, yeah.
Okay, last couple. Have a good and gents banter on WhatsApp. What's happening, fella? Nice one. Frank Price, Welsh John, all in the chat. Another question, do you think COVID is real? I'll answer that right at the end. Yeah. Love this hour. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Dan. See calling Will a scruffy cunt last week has had no effect whatsoever. Jeff, fuck off, mate. Belter. Andy BT, great show, lads. Frankie, very honest of you to speak about mental health. Bravo.
Well, look, you know, anyone with mental health problems, and there's been thousands of people with mental health problems due to this kind of quarantine that we've all been through. My advice here, speak to your friends and your bird or whatever, or your family. Just bring it out in the open. Don't be ashamed to hold it in, and go to your doctor and get some medication.
Nice one. Let's say last couple of people. Both of yous are top lads. Have a good week, lads. I'm off now, so all the best. Nice one, Paddy. Steve Davis is calling us legends. You're the legend, mate, for tuning in. And yeah, big up Frank and Will. Hope you're okay, lads. Really appreciate this. And the lad and dads, I need to make sure that I cover this. He says, do you remember the name and make of your metal detector?
I can't remember the name. Sorry, no.
Please get on the inquiries to get back up to Glasgow. Glasgow's #1 on the list. It's the main place that we want to go, if we're totally honest. And look, really appreciate everyone tuning in, from Jem White, Light Whites to Andy Seller. All the regulars are in here. He says he feels uplifted. Andy, you are a top lad, mate, and you should feel uplifted because, you know, you're doing a good thing, getting in here and having a chat with people, innit? People calling you a legend there, Frank, and really appreciate it. So look, what we would love from you, you know, obviously we come on here every Monday night, 7 o'clock. If you would not mind, please, if you are on YouTube and you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumb up on the video. If you're on Facebook, get this shared. Give us a thumb up. But please, as I always say, if you're watching it on replay, comment replay. But if you are watching it live or you're watching it on replay, please just comment where you are tuning in from. It gives us an idea of where our audience is from, where we need to take the show to in the UK, and hopefully tickets are flying out. Where can you get the tickets, Frank?
You can get the tickets at Skiddle Frankie Allen on your phone, or frankieallen.com, is it?
frankieallen.co.uk. Almost
UK, put that in. Or put Frankie Allen tickets, it'll probably come up.
Yeah. So, and the tickets will be above or below this in the description,
yeah,
or in the bio of this video. So, I hope you've all enjoyed it. Anthony O'Leary says, when you first started this in lockdown, it helped me so much just having a laugh for an hour. I cannot wait for the Liverpool show.
Well, look, this is kind of like been very, very good for me as well, mate, honestly, because when the quarantine first came in, when you had to stay in the house, if you remember last year, and you couldn't move, I remember seeing someone on the news that's commented, and they were saying, this professor came on, he said, we'll have to be careful about people's mental health. And I thought, fucking all right, so you got to stay in, so what? But no, it's really worn me down, you know, to the state where I was starting to feel very, very anxious, having panic attacks. A lot of people sadly have taken their own lives. So you're right, you know, it's been horrendous for mental health, and this has helped me. This is, you know, obviously I'm not on the stage when I'm doing this, but I'm speaking to people. So I've got an audience. So I really look forward to doing this every Monday. So tune in every week. And as I say, we all speak to each other, we all send messages and watch at least. And it kind of helps you. It will help your mind.
Right. Can't thank you all enough for tuning in. Really, really do appreciate it. you know, more than you realise. It does go a long way for all of us. And before you go, apparently, Andy Seller's asking for a Zippy or a Cliff Richard impression.
Okay, I'll just do Zippy. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey, fill a glass of water. I don't want to get COVID. That's why I'm drinking lemonade.
Fair play. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. Frank the Ghost, good show, lads. We'll be tuning in next Monday. See you later. Thank you so much. Ronnie Sprigg in here, as always. Alan Fisher saying come down to Cornwall. We will certainly be.
We want to get to Cornwall. I've been to Cornwall, 1985, went to Cornwall. Breathtaking scenery, all the cliffs down there. It's a gorgeous place. Want to get there.
Nice one. Look, massively appreciated, everyone. As I always say, you know, thanks so much for your support. But if you would not mind supporting us back and give us a thumb up on this video and getting it shared, tell all your mates, get us involved and get along to see Frankie Allen show live, featuring me on hosting, James Kilvington on support.
Will is the MC. We've got James Kilvington on. Jimmy Kilvington from Middlesbrough is a fantastic comic. I go on after Jimmy Kilvington and I actually do one session, you know, about 40 minutes, and I come back on again later on for whatever it takes, half an hour, 25 minutes. Then normally 100% of the time, really, we get shouted back on for an encore. So the night's a great night, you know, it really runs kind of like for 2 or 3 hours. It's great. So you want to try and get there.
Tickets are selling like hotcakes. Get yours now. We'll see you next Monday. And there's a podcast coming out this week, so keep your eyes peeled.
Take care, everybody. All the best.
Nice one in a bit.